Hello, and welcome to the Old Farm Bus Podcast. This is the back of the bus session.
Hello and welcome to the Old Farm Bus Back of the Bus Sessions podcast. Today, bloody hell, I've got my mates with me on the bus. I've got my bloody mates. Where have you been, lads?
Iden, Nottingham.
Yeah, up, down, left, right, centre, horizontal, you know.
So guys, we've got Mr. Motormouf and Lexy Lane from Pablo on the bus. Oh, it's been a long time coming, this.
It has, man.
Thank you so much for coming and being here. Really appreciate it. Before anything, should we start with a song? Because I've been ready. Let's get in. Cheers for being here, lads. Come on, let's have this.
It's the season, yo.
When this comes out, it's going to be
Merry February.
Maybe February.
Merry
It should be around January, February this come out. So yeah, we'll have.
What time is it? 2 months old.
Bit more, but it's good.
Okay, Pablo. What we got today?
This song's called Go Away. Well, me and Motormouf started the band when was it? Like last
year ago.
year or maybe
Yeah.
more, to be fair.
Yeah, a year and a half.
You're always planting seeds, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
We just started, me and him just jamming, because obviously when we started he really was proper busy and just doing his own thing.
Doing Motormouf.
So obviously I never really expected to become this really. And now we've got Katie and Raf from Unknown Era, and Isaac and Ollie from a band called Jellyfish are calling. Yeah,
That's like
it's
a
sounding really
super
good.
team. Do you know
It
that
is,
in football
it is.
or anything, when you're composing the old greatest together, that's what you've done in a band form. Has many musicians done that? Like, have they picked handpicked before?
Yeah, I guess
It's
so.
A lot of
Composed a super team.
collectives and stuff. Yeah.
Well, this is what
Yeah.
you've done then, so I like it. You're pioneering it.
Hopefully 2021's going to be our year.
Trust
So,
me, baby.
yeah.
What's this song called?
Called Go Away, please.
Turn around, Mike is gone.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah, man.
One, two, three.
Only love me part-time, love me, leave me part-time. Between a heart and a hard place, my little friend, scarred face. Scared to say just what I mean without being there. In and out, breathing this feeling, the moment with every breath and step. Make pace, love is a marathon, not a race. Take it safe, stumbling, got attraction. Have to strike you from me from you. Past the battle, walk it through. Finish these lines, but do our sentences. This finish each other, one that could have pencils. Come home, yeah, we come back home.
Melting inside of my brain. You are sublime in every way. You make these words really hard to say. Please go away.
Yeah, so I got fired. On the account I was late for all meetings for the past 6 months. It's my own fault, I got distracted. This probation period was hereby misconceived as a honeymoon, and honey, you clocked out ages ago. I'll pack my things and go with an untidy desk. Sharpened pencils led to bluntness due to overtime, and over time I was thinking about getting a transfer. I was hired by someone else, somewhat familiar. Better payroll, but less hours. Suddenly my insecure secretary called security on you for your final offer. Major cutbacks from you, minor setbacks from me. Dotted lines left on Facebook Messenger, unsigned, and shall forever will be. Now please, I'm busy. Go away.
Wow.
1, 2, 3.
Go away, go away, go away, please go away, go away, go away, go away, please go away.
Messed up
Wow.
there, but still. That was nice.
So good.
Wow.
Like
That was a shortened down version of that song.
Is that going to be out now when it's out now?
Well, we're in the process of recording now. We're going to have a 5-track EP out, hopefully Well, it's vague, really. Like hopefully in like early spring
Yeah.
time.
Mate, I felt that in full effect in the earphone. I think we should all have a go doing the song again with the earphones on.
Like, you sound brilliant.
Motormouf, your turn. That sounds so good. Absolutely quality, man. I could listen to that in a pub and go somewhere and hear the acoustic version. What happens when you've got all of you together?
Right, it sounded sick, bro. It sounded so.
Uber
The
jazzy.
energy as well when we're in the practice
Wow.
room is so good.
Yeah,
I
man.
love it.
Have you been in many bands yourself, Lexy? Because I've never seen you in this light, and I'm having
that's
the
the
most
thing, a lot of people-
amazing moment here. I'm just getting this like beautiful,
Oh, bless
oh
you,
man,
thank
honestly,
you.
warm feeling for you,
Yeah,
dude.
no, a lot of people are like, "Oh, Alex, you've got such an amazing voice," and I really believed them for years. And yeah, just through like having loads of musical mates, and just they gave me the confidence really to just come out and actually like realise, yeah, like, you know, I don't even give a shit what my voice sounds like. Like I just like singing. It makes me feel great.
Have you always enjoyed it as well?
Yeah, man.
Why did you
Well,
repress it or suppress it for a while
Just-
then? What?
I was just in a shitty place.
Yeah.
Like really, like especially when I was like working bars and that, and just like doing a lot of drugs. Just like my attentions were elsewhere really, and it's nice to actually have this as an outlet. Yeah, mate. 'Cause it's proper doing me good, doing my soul.
Are you doing the main source of lyric writing as well, or are you
both really.
intertwining?
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, in terms of lyricism, this guy
Yeah, oh mate,
blows me out of the water.
I've seen him in a few places before doing that.
well, but the thing is, like, so like Lexi will be the one like getting the songs. So when, especially when it was just me and him jamming, like he'd get like get a guitar riff, like a structure of a song, and then get lyrics of a verse and chorus, and then I would rap all the poetry around what he's already written. Do you know what I
Right,
mean? So I
okay.
kind of bounce the energy off.
Do you have
know
like
what
a
I mean?
hook then, something to go from? An
Yeah,
idea?
totally, yeah. And there'll be the odd occasion where I'll write something like, oh, this might work with Lex actually. There's a couple actually I need to show you actually, remind you. But yeah, but it's just really nice, like back and forth. Like we just work like so quick. So I think we've known each other for a good few years now.
Yeah,
and
it's been over like 5-6 years.
easy,
more or less,
yeah. And so since then, you know, we've known each other's musical influences.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Just had jams and just you know,
You,
even just
you
like,
do
yeah,
both
just
just have a chemistry together anyway.
Yeah,
as
man.
friends, I've known you for years as well, and I'm like,
thank for that, mate.
yeah,
Really?
in it, yeah, totally.
what was
man.
the go on then? I feel like this is when you both first met.
Oh, no,
How
that's,
did it
that's
go?
that's a dark story. to
Oh,
be
is
fair,
it? Oh,
mate.
mate,
Very
we've had a lot of
story.
dark on this bus. We've had tears and everything. So if you're up for it, like, should we
Not
dive
just
together?
before a song.
Yeah.
we can definitely get into that though. I
Of
don't
course,
mind
man.
talking about that.
I
That was a
think
dark place,
what
though.
you're alluding to, I wrote a poem on that, and I
Yeah.
turned it into a long piece, but it
Yeah.
really inspired me.
Yeah,
That whole story.
I think we've spoken about this before, to be fair. But
So, you know, we might get into that later on, but that was powerful, man. And
Yeah.
that's why I got such a warm feeling now, seeing you truly express yourself, being with your mates, but also doing something beautiful
Yeah,
with
man.
that. Oh, mate, it's power.
No, I mean,
Really
like, long
is.
story short, I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't this guy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a job at the Maze if it wasn't this guy. This guy saved my life, and I love him.
I wonder how many.
Him too, man.
I've got to say, like, I wonder how many stories around the world that's happened where he's been mentioned. Like, I wouldn't be here without him. 'Cause guys, listen, this is Motormouf. He's a flipping legend. He's a very known character.
I'm bragging. I am a
He's
god.
done his
No.
dues.
No.
You need to go and see this guy perform because it's something special, as you've just seen then. But when you're writing for self, is it very different to when you're asked to write on a project or with a band or whatever you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, for my own writing, I guess I kind of go everywhere anyway. But when I'm if I'm collaborating with someone else, so whether it be Lexi or yourself or whoever, I like to get a gist of who this person is and what music they make. I like to kind of chameleon my sound around who I'm working with. Do you know what I'm saying? So you know, if I'm working with someone, I'm Lexi, it's gonna be quite jazzy and quite poetic. If I'm working with someone like Shruzik, for example, it's just anything goes. You know what I mean?
Shruzik
Like it could just be absolutely bonkers.
I bet that you love as an artist though to have such freedom with that.
Yeah. That's and then that's for me is diversity. And look, it's not for everyone. People have their own sound, their own style. They stick to it. That's fine. But in my opinion, like, in order to be a real like artist, diversity is key. You know, you want to make it artist. Yeah. You have a canvas that one minute will be quite quite dark and like quite moody and gloomy, and then you have another canvas that's colourful and bright, and you know what I mean, like it's just like, yeah, you know, because I know for a fact there'll be certain songs that I'll write and people might not like it for X, Y, Z reasons, but then I can hear something out, but like, oh, I don't like that, but this song,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
send them down your catalogue of music.
That's
I
it.
mean, because that's the nicest story, isn't it? How we all met.
Yeah.
Bloody hell. I mean, you tell this great.
It was bonkers.
But
Like,
I remember, from my perspective, I'll go from, it was one of my first ever gigs, legitimately
It
first
was like your
places.
second or
I think
something,
it
wasn't it?
was the second,
What,
because
that festival?
no,
how I met Motormouf.
yeah, at the Jam Cafe, yeah.
The first gig I did was the week before, and I met Dathan.
Yeah.
So I met Dathan. I'm like, oh, I like these creative lot. I used to be lads, football lads, girls, lads. That was all my life understood, because
Ripley
I'm from
represent, yeah.
Ripley mentality. You know,
Yeah.
many of the stories from here. I think it's growing. I think we're getting better, and I like to see things cropping up and creative places emerging, so people can come along for the journeys now. No pun
Mate, to
intended.
be fair, you're like the only person really doing this, especially in Ripley.
Exactly. In it.
I mean,
Fingers
just
crossed.
keep doing it,
I
bro.
like the
You're gonna
best
get
saying
places,
I've
man.
heard
Sure.
is if there's not a scene, make a scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because you've always you
yeah.
hear a lot of this small town mentality. It's like, fuck all you do in my town. Just fuck it.
Go pub.
If you
Yeah,
make
yeah,
if
exactly.
you make it happen though, like just stop moaning, get something done is my mentality.
Yeah, man.
So I'd met Dathan on this path, and I was like, wow, this is special. I think I'd done psychedelics and stuff like along the line,
Yeah.
and I'd just done it for myself because I told my that story before. It was that or death.
Yeah.
So like probably the week before that, I'd had this epiphany, and then I just started these stars aligning and meeting people. So then it was Dathan. Then the week after, I'm like, right, I'm trying Nottingham out now. Went to this gig, turned up outside, and I just see this fella. I don't know what he's gonna do. I've just here, but his bike's crashed down.
Yeah.
Was it your tyre?
Yeah, I had a
flattened?
punctured tyre.
Everyone was,
yeah.
why was everyone crowded around you so much? It was like a bit.
Oh my God,
it
it's
was a big
Motormouf.
thing. Yeah.
Please take pictures. Have right till like Motormouf gets a flat tire.
But yeah, you had like a big audience already, and you weren't doing it.
Yeah, innit?
I was
Like,
like-
but that was mad because I remember doing that, and the first thing I see of you, I turn around and you just walk up to me with the biggest smile I've ever seen on anyone's face. Bear in mind, I don't even know who you are, and you've gone up to me and you're like, "Hey mate, you're right." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I've got a flat tire. I have to walk home." Blah blah blah.
Never said this before, but me picturing it now, because I was so nervous everywhere I was going, I probably stayed around the back in the corner and was like, right, get your smile on, Mikey.
Okay, yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
everybody.
Yeah.
Mikey,
Just like, okay, go.
I walked round the corner, but I've been presented with you and your bike tire gone, and I just took up that courage and went, right mate, do you fancy getting into my car? I'll put your Put your car in my car. Put your bike in the car after the gig, because I'm doing a bit. We can go and I'll take you home.
Yeah, you didn't actually tell me you were doing anything.
didn't say it,
No,
yeah.
you were just like, "Oh, well, if you're staying after the show, I'll drop you off." I was like,
This Good
Sick.
Samaritan's got talent.
yeah. It's got talent. but I remember playing my set, and then you jumped on the open mic, and I was like, "Hey,
Oh, yeah.
this guy's a poet." All right, okay, and you just blew everyone out the water.
That's crazy, because that was what happened for me as well. I was looking there. I think you came on halfway in between, but were you one of the paid acts to play? Were you like...
I don't know about paid,
I think...
but-
yeah, that's the Motormouf story.
yeah.
But you were a featured act, and you were playing, and that is... I was sat with my table, and I was like... His bike's in my car.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going to steal him. It's going to be like Misery. Have you seen that film?
Wait, which one?
Misery.
Oh God, you're gonna break my ankles. You know.
Tie you up, stroke your hand. now do that beatboxing thing you did again. Genuinely, and I remember, so we had this moment where both of us, I remember when I did perform, we pointed at each other in the crowd.
Did we?
Oh man, and I just looked at you, and it was that connection, that moment.
That
I was
moment,
like, wow. We went back, drove home, and we were just chatting for hours. I was sat outside, and I think it must have got back at 11, and we went to like 2 or 3 in the morning, just chatting.
Just in your car, just like chatting
Beautiful.
for like ages, weren't we?
That car that I turned over on the motorway, it was on the Yaris.
Yeah. One thing that got me was when you dropped me off was the fact like the car was so small, the front
Over
bike
our
tire
head.
was going over your head, and you're driving like that, like a turtle with its head in its shell. I'm like, "Hey, I'm here." I'm like, "So I that beatbox." I'm there like, "Are you okay?" Like, fuck. Like, it was mad. But yeah, oh no, big respect. For
So
that,
then
man.
I had this moment, and then it was like, do you know what? the week after that, stars have really got to align. So I've got Dathan over, I've got Ollie, I've got Jagger, I've got Motormouf, and we all just have a party on the farm. And bro, that's what happened that night, was the farm began sort of bringing everyone in. And I'll never forget that. You had me in tears, then Dathan started playing, you started crying, high-fiving.
What's that song? I think it's called Chameleon.
From Shuzik.
Yeah. And like, we were just like, what the fuck? Like, just,
the transitions.
Yeah. And then I think when we came in, because your dad was in the other room on the computer, we were just like, you gotta come listen to this. We were crying our eyes out. Like.
So that was such a special night. Then where did Lexy in
I
this?
met you at Alchemy, do you remember? And you were on probation. You were on probation. You were on probation from that crazy time when you were tripping and you fucking ran away from all them coppers.
Oh, why not? Why not 2015, man?
This story I've not actually said on the podcast in like such an absolute way. I've just said, and then I got tasered. Like, going around.
What better time than
you
now?
were all with me on that journey.
That was so funny. And then I remember because you had to go back in the morning because you were like, oh bloody hell, I can't party with you guys. Got probation in the morning. And then you ended up just getting drunk and missing your probation. Giving us a birth back to.
I was so close to going to jail. That's not right, is it? I mean, I'm in such a good place now. I've got a beautiful lady friend in there. I've got a baby. All this, but we have been.
Congratulations!
Thank you so much, guys.
It's like
6 weeks, I think.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
Wow,
She's a
really?
young un.
Tiny.
But I really love this because I would not have got to this stage in my life without this patch. Whatever happened in these 2-3 years of just madness, it's trying to piece it together. And then, like you say, we go into schools now, we educate people, we give workshops, but you have to go through that turbulence, don't you? You have to go through that madness to discover what you're about.
Yeah, you have to.
Maybe not taserings, but close.
But no, you're so right in that, man. You're like, there's. You have to go into the depths of the darkness in order to see the light.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that can be. I don't want to sound too nonchalant by saying that. You know, there's a lot of darkness in the world. But there's a beauty to it. You know, there's a beauty to finding the darkness within that kind of realm. Like not even a lyric, just like a quote I heard Ludacris say. It was like, just remember when you hit rock bottom, ain't nowhere to go but up, baby. And I heard that, I'm just like,
do you know what?
Luda.
Will from the Maze gave me that advice. It was what I've gone through, like paranoid schizophrenia, psychosis. Mate. And I've got a poem called Falling. And it goes and I crash to the bottom, and the bottom is the tasering. So I'll give you a book before you leave, but it's got falling in it. Yeah. And that's it's called He Goes Mad Now. He goes mad, you know. It's about my ego.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
But that's probably the most pivotal moment and most honest piece of writing I've ever done. Because it was trying to really explain that whole crazy patch that I'd not been able to do. Because I think with writing, as we're all writers, sometimes it's so confusing in the midst of it, it's nearly impossible to write about. But then when you've had the breather away, you've stepped out of it and you go back and look at it, you're like, oh, I can piece the jigsaw now. Is that how you feel when you're writing? Or do you have a different process?
Yeah, everyone's process is different, to be fair. My process, it takes me like 6 months to write a song. I write like the little bit of it, a little snippet. I'll have like a little tiny little like pinch of inspiration. I write this snippet of a song, and then nothing else comes of it. And it's really frustrating sometimes because I'm like, I want this song to be complete. But then when I get with other people like Motormouf, that's how this all started, because I had loads of little licks and riffs and little song ideas that were just half completed, and then me and him just completed them. Working with Raph and Katie as well, and Ollie Green, big up OG, my man,
he's the OG.
So sick. OG on the saxophone.
He really
my
is.
guy is so sick. But yeah, working with all these talented dudes, it's just like, you know, I'm only a little bit talented. I like,
mate.
But like, as soon as I put like,
it's always like this.
No, but as soon as I put that little bit of inspiration that I've had, that little sort of something that I've got, and I show it to these guys, they make it into something beautiful. Like we wrote a song the other day. And it was just a shitty punk song that I wrote ages ago, and these guys made it into the most funky, like jazzy song, and it's just it's sick, man. I can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Can I ask you guys then, perspective on why does this work then so well, and why why'd you do this for Lexy?
It was an accident, bro. It was a beautiful, magical accident.
Did you know of Lexy's talents?
Oh, yeah.
Did you know they exist? And
well, we lived together.
had you been waiting for it to sprout? What had your view of all this been until it happened?
It was kind of like obviously hanging out with Lexy and living together and stuff for a couple of years. You know, we just have jams, or he put a song and he was singing. I could tell he's got a voice, but I guess just at the time he just wasn't. He's, I guess, still trying to find his sound. I guess, you know, and everyone goes through that. And it's a humbling thing with what you're saying as well, Lex, of being like, not kind of bigging yourself up, you know, because that is your own worst critique. You are your own worst critique in that kind of sense. But I've always seen that with Lex. I've always heard him like sing, and like his tremolo when he sings just gets me every time. Like, he's like some male Amy Winehouse or something. I don't know what it is. But it was also one of those. It's like, you know, like as much as like I could be there like, yo, Lex, go on, like, you know, there's no point pressuring it, because if you force inspiration out, it's not going to come out where you want it to. And like now it's coming out, it's just blossoming so nicely. You know? And
Lexy, I can understand where your humbleness come, because I know you're going to get hundreds of people coming up to you soon saying how good it is after a gig and this performance. You, you're a talented git.
This is where he keeps all of his ego.
I wonder, how do you keep so humble? Because I've seen you, I'm your mate, so I've been and seen probably 100 times plus you perform.
Yeah, you've seen a lot, man.
And I back off, because I'm like, I can have a chat with you when I want, and you know, we have our moments. I love just watching everyone run to the stage, because they don't know what they're going to get. They've got like a young lad on his own with a little box in front of him. What's going to happen? And you suddenly see like a few feet stumbling. What's happening? It's like hundreds of people are there then, just on this one guy in front of them, and then everyone's telling you how great you are after 100% in a queue.
Yeah, very much.
How do you feel after that, and how do you keep humble, dude?
The thing is, when I'm off stage, I'm Alex Young.
Yeah.
When I'm on stage, I'm Motormouf. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and don't get me wrong, there have been times where it's a bit like, whoa, it can be, like, it's not really a bad thing. It can be quite overwhelming. I'll give you that. But it's just, it's just knowing
package
the
of
difference.
the parcel.
It's just knowing the difference between the two, you know. And it's very humbling to get, like, you know, because even at times, like, well, I'll have a gig and be like, that wasn't as good as I thought it'd be. The sound wasn't too great at this end. And people come up to me like, what are you on about? That was amazing. Like, you know, so it humbles me to know that, you know, I make people happy with the music that I do, and the music we're going to make as well is going to make people cry.
That's all I want to do. I just want people to listen to my music and enjoy it. I don't want to make money. I don't care. I don't give a shit about making money from my music.
It's a bonus.
Like, it's a bonus. But even if I don't make any money, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to get like all bitter and be like, oh, no one's listening to my music. Like, I've made my music and I've put it out there, and that's as much as I can do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, putting a stamp on the world, innit? You know.
Yeah. I had that feeling the other day. Like, I've put stuff out that I'm not like ultimately, oh my god, how proud I am. But me and Chrissy just sat, had a little look through some of the stuff, and I just smiled with the most nostalgic feeling of the memories I created there. Oh, I remember when we actually had to pick the location where we were going, make the film, all the process involved. And seeing that little catalogue, it doesn't have to be extra special to everyone else, but as long as it is to you and you can look back at it.
Yeah, you've got a wicked musical back catalogue as well, to be fair, like on Spotify and stuff.
You've got.
Well, I've got a different process now, because that conversation's had a lot with musicians, and I've got some great mates, and we always talk about making it.
Yeah.
Because everyone has that quest, don't they, in the music scene.
That would kill me. Me becoming a celebrity would just kill me.
But I think that's the conversation we have, and I feel I've made it now, because my process and feeling is, I just like yourself. I just love it so much. There's no better buzz for me to come up with some new lyrics, come up with a concept, listen to a beat, and start piecing the jigsaw again. And that feels like, when I've done that process, I've made it enough. So I've not been seen by hundreds and thousands or whatever.
That doesn't matter.
But it's enough to do that. I feel there is a concept, isn't there, and it can be ugly in the music scene, where young artists are growing up, and you start seeing in social media now all the likes, all the views and things, and you're just looking at a number. We're trying to build that toxicity out, because I think it can only crumble. I can't see that ever amounting to... because, like you say, Bob Marley, numbers are infinite. Like, if you're just chasing that number, it's going to go on forever. If you can live for them moments where we've been at Why Not, you've rocked the stage, so many festivals.
Like, if I'd love to just go and make a living from touring and just seeing the world, basically.
Yeah.
You're being paid to see the world and play music and doing the thing you love, right? But if it gets to a point where I'm being told what to do by like such and so person just because they have a certain right to my music or whatever, or labels telling me to do it, I'm just gonna be like, fuck off, mate.
I'm out.
I'm not enjoying it. If I'm not enjoying it, I'm not doing it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
What's the point?
So what with
Sell
Pablo
yourself
then?
music
What is the journey? Who's going to take the control behind everything?
All of us.
Or is it
it's
a
a
real
kind of
collaborative effort?
It's everyone's band. It's not my band. It's not Motormouf's band. It's everyone's band.
Yeah, you know,
Especially
like
in that.
yeah, we might be like like songwriters as it were or whatever, but that's irrelevant. And the interesting thing about this as well is that we're all our own musicians in our own projects as well. So we've all got our own contacts and connections and stuff like that. So eventually, for example, once you know gigs are back on and get the ball rolling and stuff, I've got some connections in Nottingham for skit gigs, as well as Raf.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. But also, I've also got quite a lot of connections in Liverpool, and I think this sound. Well, I think it'll work anyway, but like in Liverpool especially, just how how it is creatively.
It really is, isn't it?
So yeah, so cool. So
what made you go? What was the catalyst of going to Liverpool all the time? Where's Motormouf in Liverpool? Why is he there? It's always there.
Good scenes, bro. I don't blame
Back to
you.
Nottingham in your place, mate.
Yeah.
All right, mates.
No, yeah.
Means Motormouf.
Honestly, that'll be me soon, man. That would be
Can't
me
wait.
soon. Well, how that happened was that me and my godbrother, we went to a festival called Green Man back in 2016, and we got there this on like the Thursday of the festival. We get there within an hour. So we get there, set up the tent, walk around, get back to the tent, crack open a can. And these young lads sitting next to us, you know the robes that I wear at festivals.
Yeah,
and shit,
yeah.
You know, I get down.
They got our look.
Yeah. Well, they looked at me and was like, "Yeah, let's fucking go. Yo, mate, do you want to smoke a spliff with us?" I was like, "Oh, okay." And there was history from then. And
Really?
so we met up with them. We were just chatting, and like we ended up like keep staying in contact. And then a year later, I went to another festival. And I'm hanging out with these lads, and they're in a group. They're in a band called Rubber Dub, which I'm now a part of.
Oh, dude,
not to be confused with the sound system from Nottingham, because a lot of people are like, what? Like,
I thought that the first time when you said
Yeah,
it.
that's
I was
what's
like,
just happening in my head.
Sick. I was expecting you to roll up with like a fat sound system.
Yeah. I mean, one day, yeah. But yeah, like we were just like hanging out, and it just came from festival friends and now work buddies, and then they invited me to go up and play with them and host shows, and then from the Rubber Dub guys, I've managed to like collaborate in Liverpool and have some gigs with this. So yeah, it's thanks to the Rubber Dub, man. And like you're definitely going to see a lot more of these guys eventually, man.
Oh, dude.
So yeah, we've just been going back and forth there, and
How many projects are you spinning then at the minute? Like, yeah.
I don't even know. That's the thing. Like,
He lives for this though, doesn't he?
That's why I feel really lucky that he
Yeah.
actually wants to be involved.
Oh yeah, that's it.
I mean,
That's it. And it's
a very busy guy.
It's one of those, and like it's a lot of plate spinning, and there is a lot of times where I'm like, but I think that's because starting off as a beatboxer, like many moons ago, that was the first thing I did, like music, I was beatboxing. So automatically, I'm collaborating. I'm beatboxing with bands, acoustic artists, rappers, this, that, and the other. So I've always had that kind of thirst, I guess, for working with different people, especially and each project that I'm in has its own specific sound, its own different style, you know what I mean? So I'm doing something like this is something I wanted to do for a while as well, like a bit like bossa nova, jazzy kind of stuff, just nice and something I can rap to, but also be poetic. I can sing.
That's the thing with it, like especially because me and Katie were talking about it last night, and it's like she's always wanted to be in like a jazzier sort of band because she's always.
Is that the main genre? Would you say? Is it jazz?
It's jazzy hip hop with like soul and funk elements, definitely. Like. But yeah, Katie was saying she's always wanted to be in a sort of like a chiller band because she's in all these like punky and thrashy bands and like Unknown Era, they're like ska punk, they're very upbeat. So it's like, she's playing the sort of similar sort of upbeat music. She never has a chance to sort of play really groovy, funky, just down tempo music. And yeah, it's lovely for you guys to actually, because that's what you want to do. You'd appreciate that jazzy side of things, and it's like, it's something that you actually like are really invested in. It's beautiful.
My favourite band ever, other than like all my local bands, but like Fat Freddy's Drop.
Yeah.
I typed them up the other day just to see what genre it was because I couldn't work it out. There's like 19 different genres come up. It's like ska, reggae, all this.
Yeah.
So would you say that's what you're going for?
I don't want to be just labelled with one genre, but if you want to like sort of just dumb it down and simplify it to one sort of thing, and it's probably like 3 genres, and it's definitely jazz, hip hop, and soul. But I want to make some funky songs, like all sorts. We got loads in the pipeline. We got this. So we've written this EP. We're sort of just like mastering it all, sort of like getting all the little finicky bits just like sorted, and then we're going to start recording. Hopefully with Max, the trombonist from.
What a guy!
Yeah.
Hey Max,
Shout out.
best be watching, brother. Massive love to these.
So I think that the EP is going to be called Cubism. We were originally going to call it Picasso.
Say Pablo
Picasso.
I see what you did
really
there.
Shit joke. And then I think I want to name an album Escobar as well, just to do.
Oh, you're not going to go for all the famous Pablos down the whole line. You should buy an island, dude. I'd come to that gig.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
And are you doing Motormouf still? Is that its own entity?
The thing, I'm still doing the Motormouf stuff. The only thing is, it's just I've been so picky with like how I want to do this sort of stuff because I want it to be like, oh, it's a beatboxer that also does rapping as well. But it's also that kind of thing where, you know, people go like, oh, it's a beatboxer, and then they kind of pigeonhole me in that. Yeah. But now I've kind of like really stepped back. I've been thinking like now in my songs, I want to do more like production stuff. So add synthesizer. When we're in lockdown, I was in I guess we're still in lockdown, but you know.
I don't know what you mean, lads.
Yeah. Well, back in like I think it was like June. I went over to July. I went to my friend's house. And he showed me this little synthesizer, and I was having a little go on it and put it with my loop station. I was like, "Whoa!" You know, these crazies. I have like all these dobs, these like dials and knobs and things and twists. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just making some sounds. And then the next day I wake up and I get a refund from because I was supposed to go to Green Man Festival this year, just going. But I got a refund back, and I got £300, and I was like. How much was that synthesizer?
Save and invest.
Yeah. So next day bought a synthesizer. I love that, and so I've been playing around with it, and I've been like, right, okay. So like the next thing I want to do is hopefully like include a synthesizer into it, get some like guitar pedals and work it through my voice and stuff. So. I know. I always kind of see this. Every time I go on podcasts or interviews, like for the past 10 years, people are like, "Where's the EP?" I don't even have a solo EP out yet. Yeah, people are like, "Is it? Where is it?" But like, I'm still just like, no, not yet.
Yeah.
No, not yet. But hopefully, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say I'm like, yo, summertime next year.
Yeah, of course,
I don't know when it's going to be.
Yeah,
but when I come back,
real. That's my only thing with like Spotify and things. I'm showing my mate's Motormouf because he's this special character, and I'm just always like, well, he's got this song you might like. Motormouf, you idiot! There's a massive catalogue in there. I want to show him all of it.
That's it. If I've got like one solo song I did with Space Dolphin, shout out to Space Dolphin.
Yeah.
But also.
Oh, and John Joe, that was.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
mate,
what I mean. It's like collaborative
song.
again with the whole collaborative things.
That's what I want to do for next year. Is
yeah, man, totally. I know it's been a long time coming.
Well, I want you to be on a song, mate.
Yeah,
definitely. Because a lot of songs we incorporate poetry, especially with Motormouf. Like he does a lot of spoken word in it. You'd be perfect for a track.
Okay, mate. Well, I've been really jamming with lo-fi stuff recently, and things, so it's my new place. I found my sound. I think I was really the B-tone days.
Yeah.
That was my discovery of finding it.
You still talk to him? How was he?
Yeah, he's good, man. He's gone and done his. I just love people that are doers. Just do your thing.
Yeah, he does as well.
His work ethic's
his beats are sick.
This was a Motormouf piece of inspiration. I've actually got a back catalogue. Every time he speaks, I write it down. But it was one of the first meetings, and I remember on that night in the farm when there was the Ollie and that, we all got quite emotional, probably because we were pissing on whatever the hell we were on. I'm never going to see you again. But I remember we had that chat with you. It was like that cushy time. Do you know the Tom Misch style music comes on then? You're all sitting back and it's like, me and Ollie said, mate, we're a bit emotional because we don't think we're going to actually see you again. You're so cool. I think you're just going to go off and do your thing. But you actually just said, like, even if it was the case, it's not going to be, but if it was, what a moment. What a time we've created.
Yeah,
and that stuck with me forever. That meta-programmed me because I did have a attachment side of me, like, oh, I need my mates, or I need this to be the case. But you saying, no, I'm giving you a piece of me tonight. You take what you want.
At the end of the day,
and
mate.
go off and live.
At the end of the day, all you've got,
you didn't even remember saying it. I love it. That's what you are as a character, though.
all you've got in this life until the day you die is those memories, really. At the end of the day, that's all you've got left.
It was powerful,
as deep as that is, but
that's what you can take.
like, that's you know,
group hug on the
as long
bus.
as you have those memories. We'll have a group hug after.
Yeah. Just imagine it.
Mind hug.
Oh, bro, I'm so happy you guys are here today, honestly, because it has been such a long time coming. It's been really weird, hasn't it? Have you, when you heard lockdown, not that we haven't spoke that much about it on the podcast, but we won't go into the politics and all them sides of things, but just in a self perspective, what did it do for you? And did you get really creative in it?
Yeah, pretty much, mate. Like, that's the thing. That's the thing. Before lockdown, I was never really like on like doing anything. Because of like the anxiety of going on stage that made me feel. But now, from just doing this with these guys, I honestly don't feel like I like that. That's even a problem. Like I don't care anymore. It doesn't faze me. I think about it and I'm like, no. Whereas before I was like, whoa, bloody hell, like the thought of going on stage really terrified me.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't know, like this lockdown sort of just made me just sort of, because you know the first one, I had nothing to do. Like I didn't see any of my mates. I took it proper seriously, right? And I just
100th time.
Well, yeah, but just well, yeah,
like
I literally just I got stoned all the time and just ate loads. But also I was just on my guitars because I was just stuck in my room with all my guitars, so just creating stuff.
Oh, cool.
And it proper brought out a proper cool little like.
Part of your psyche, just channeled something to plant the seed.
No one fucking took it seriously at all. It was just like, fuck this is an absolute joke. The way this country's handled this lockdown.
It's been crazy, man. And I have tried to stay as much out of the politics as I can. But the person I am, like, I got kicked out of my schools, as you probably know. But it was because I just can't conform. Even though I didn't maybe make the right decisions when I played out, and as you do as a kid, I still had to question. You're just like, what are we doing though? What is this? Like, it was particularly maths though and things like that where I was like, oh come on, he keeps calling me fat, she's been bullying her, they're horrible to each other, can we look at the basics before we do algebra?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to find X right now?
School's a horrible concept. You just bunching in a bunch of horrible teenagers together. And literally
hormones
just
flying all over the shop.
It's such a weird concept.
So you're fit. Oh no.
Shut up and grow up.
Okay, let's go back to what X is. X and Y. I forget all the emotional thing. I need to just do Y right now. And let's go on to the hip hop side. So that was the connection, because I feel like we skimmed that, but that was the moment you two. By the way, for people that are just listening to this, I put one hand to the other.
Do you want to hear that story?
Yeah, let's dive,
deep,
dude.
Yeah? Dive right into the deep.
I knew we'd get there.
Right in the deep end. Start drowning together.
All of us just get dead depressed after this. Too far, Lexy.
I was in a very, very dark place in my life. Like, you know, nothing was really going on for me, and I was just abusing drugs, cocaine and Valium, basically a lot of cocaine and a lot of Valium.
Sounds like the worst combination.
Yeah, well, not together, but like, you know, just sort of, I was doing that, and then I was doing a lot of coke, and then just sort of like taking Valium to take the edge off.
I get you.
Crash
I literally thought one and then the other, and I thought,
fuck that. There's literally, I've been there. There's no point. But anyway, so one day, and I have no recollection of this, I ate like a strip and a half of Valium, which is about nearly 20, which is an overdose, which is a stupid amount of Valium to do. And I guess I just decided I'm going to go kill myself. And I'm on the way to Trent Bridge to just jump off it, and I bump into Motormouf, and like, I don't remember like half of it. All I have is like your side of it really, and like little snippets,
Blurs of it,
and us going back to Snenton and just like me just being a mess, like. But without him, if I hadn't bumped into him, I don't know what would happen, mate. Like,
Can you remember what you turned up to, brother? Like, can you remember when you?
I was what was I doing? I was coming out of town. I think I was doing like a poster run, for a night I was putting on, and it was one of them lupus nights actually. And yeah. I was going around doing that. So I put the posters down. I was cutting through Snenton. And bumped into Lexy. Bear in mind, like me and Lexy,
we'd seen each other about like gigs
passing.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'd gone to the Maze a couple times, and obviously he worked there, so I knew I'd seen him, and like that's how we weren't really, we were like acquaintances more than anything. Like, you know, we were friendly and stuff, but we didn't know each other properly. Like
but I bumped into him and was like, oh, there's Lex, and he was on the phone. And I thought, oh, I'll wait till he's going on the phone. And I was just about, you know what, I'll see him later kind of thing. I was just about to go and he comes off the phone and I was like, hey, so I got to him. And I gave Lexy a hug and there was a type of hug where I was like, something's not, you know what I mean? I was like, something's not quite right. Like, what's going on? Like, and he was telling me like what he was going through, and then he just broke into tears in front of me. I just threw my bike. I was like, come here, my baby. You know what I mean? Calling them. And I was like, look, I've got to go off and do something. I think I was having a jam with someone. I was like, right, I'll come see you later on. And I went over to his friend's house, Anna Scott, Scotty Rotten. It's Scotty Rotten, isn't it?
Scotty Rotten, yeah. Big up Scotty Rotten. She's got the sickest tattoos.
Oh, she really has, yeah.
But yeah, we went over. I think it was her mum's house actually.
No, it was Nigel's. I think it was the dad's house.
Oh right, yeah. Well, we were just going around anyway and just like jamming and just like playing music and. We were playing like Far Side and Erykah Badu. He was showing me this wicked Erykah Badu performance, but it was just it's bigger than the government. But and then we were just going back and forth from then. He was showing me like Lost Boys, the Ghetto Boys and stuff like that. And it was just like, no, this guy knows his rap, man. This guy knows his stuff.
Mouth antennas started going.
And then we started getting this, then we started talking about Biggie, and then that was it. You know what I mean? Like we're Biggie.
Biggie always bringing people together, man.
But yeah, literally, like hip hop is just like, because obviously, his hip hop is his life, and hip hop is my life, especially when it comes to music. Like even before Motormouf, before I met Motormouf, hip hop saved my life. Like musically, as like gave me peace of mind, because I was just a little angry little grabby metalhead. All I listened to was metal and rock and stuff. I was like, I'm angry at the world.
Does metal have much consciousness embodied?
Yeah,
with
definitely.
I'm not
like metal is,
path much,
I grew out of metal. And I got into hip hop and like drum and bass and jungle and like different, like my whole world was just open to this whole like plethora of music and just like, you know, like it just opened my mind. And I've recently got back into playing metal actually. Me and Lewis Braid from Concrete Rose.
We're all getting the drops today.
We're starting like a little metal project
again for fun.
Yeah, he got a 5-string bass on finance for £1,000 for some reason, like an idiot. And then I was like, oh, I really want a 7-string to be able to play with you. And he convinced me to get a 7-string on finance. So now we've both got these guitars. But like our drummer is Alex Smith from Ferocious Dog and Concrete Rose, and it sounded so sick. It sounded so heavy. Because like me and Lewis used to be in a metal band back in the day. That's where I started getting into music.
You know Lewis further back than
I've known Lewis.
Lewis.
I've known Lewis for nearly 12, 13 years, I reckon now. For ages.
So pretty much since you were born, then, really.
That was crazy. Like,
he just looks old, guy.
I remember like around the time I was hanging out with like Unknown Era and stuff. I went over to Josh Croft's house when he was living on Mansfield Road, and we're just chilling, having a smoke, whatever. And then we're watching TV. And we're just going on YouTube, and he shows me like all like these little jams they used to do with Lexy and Lewis, a little mess about on some really bonkers stuff. But then he was showing me because Josh was in the band with you as well, wasn't he? Yeah. And there's a video on YouTube. I don't know where it is, but
was it Rock City? Was it the Rock City basement?
Oh, was it basement? I thought it was the Maze.
No, it wasn't the Maze. We did play a couple gigs at the Maze.
Oh, right. I think the one he's showing me, I think it was the Maze video. But either or, I'm watching these guys on stage. And bearing in mind, I've only just started to really get to know Lewis.
When I had like long hair down.
Like dreaded up in that. And then like I see Lewis, big afro, and like I just started to really get to know Lewis. He was quite an inverted person. He was quite shy, but just I always got on with him. Always a lovely
amazing bassist. I loved playing with him because he incorporated like a funky slap bass style with like really thrashy metal.
Like corn.
It was amazing.
Kind of thing. But I remember I was watching this video. and I'm like, you just come into it, and the people like doing like getting ready to have a mosh pit. And like Lewis was like, Blair's like 16, we're like, I want to see all you lot moshing, yeah? He's like,
That's
one.
Lewis.
He's like, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm like,
No.
so, yeah,
That's right. That's worth it.
That guy's fucking voice is amazing. Like his singing, I love how far he's progressed with Concrete Rose. I love that boy more than anyone in this entire world.
I think that's why he's such a good artist, is because he's so eclectic and all his inspiration is from everywhere. Because he's so open-minded, isn't it? He will listen to anything and take away from that.
Because it's like, through Concrete Rose, he's got such amazing poetic like lyrics, and it's like some of the sickest reggae, especially to come out from Nottingham. Like it's really good fucking like heartfelt like
soul,
reggae.
Yeah, it's just got soul.
Very soulful reggae. But then the guy can scream as well, like a fucking pig being murdered. Like he's so sick.
I do think there will be one of the bands that on that front,
so,
like if we hear a big stage announcement and it's like
they're fucking sick.
Concrete Rose at the top with other big names that you'd imagine. I hope we see that because they deserve it as well. They're just all such lovely guys with genuine hearts.
It's mad how it kind of happened as well. Just going back to kind of like when I was saying like how sometimes how it can like connect certain people, or whatever, and I got a message from, because around the time I was working with Lewis at the Maze, and he wanted to start this reggae project, but was looking for a drummer. Coincidentally enough, like 2 days later, the drummer from Ferocious Dog, Alex, I met him once, and then like I added me on Facebook, and he messaged me like, "Oh man, I don't suppose you know anyone like that's looking for a drummer like that's doing reggae music," and I'm just like, just so happens that my friend Lewis Brayden
is this another Motormouf did it again?
What can I say? What can I say? And then,
I knew it would be.
and then from there, boom, like, you know, I'm not trying to be like, I'm the golden child.
But that is the case. Like for me, you don't realise what you do. Like you didn't realise that knowledge you give me that night and Ollie, like. Just planting these seeds to people, but that's where the blossom happens. Like I would not have gone into prisons and schools and unis without you. 100% true. Like I really mean it. There's that wisdom you distill constantly, but just by being as well. That's what I see at festivals. I'm looking around and I just see Motormouf running around and people are turning their heads, and then there's a moment being created. I'll never forget when me and Lewis, because I'm a big Lewis fan, as you know, and we're at this festival and we were wankered together, we were drunk, having a great time. Motormouf was doing his strut thing in the dark, and this lad was legging it really fast, and both of us turned. We thought he was gonna like rugby tackle you and hurt you, so we both got like this brotherly love mode in. We're going to do this lad in. We started running together like, Lewis, kill this lad, and then the lad just ran straight past you and rugby tackled his mate. me and Lewis just veered off and like it's fine.
I remember you saying that like later on, and you looked at me like you gave a face to mimic the reaction of that, and it was like perfect, because you're such a smiley guy, and all of a sudden you said this, and you went, for a minute my face just went and like I was like, I couldn't picture for a split second you angry, you know?
We were gonna have to do him in.
No, mate, to be fair, right, as much as an amazing positive effect this guy has on people, especially my life, your life, and countless other people's lives, I've seen this guy in so much states, at festivals, right, with his big fucking coat, and he's like, rah, rah, I'm Motormouf, like, it's
there's a Jekyll and Hyde to that.
When Motormouf comes out to party, you can't stop him. But Alex Young, what a dude.
Oh yeah, I'm beautiful. Motormouth's not.
Is it like is your real one festivals? Do you think next year you just
I hope so anyway. Yeah,
would you say festivals would be your go?
Yeah, especially because like from what you heard as well from that song, like that is our like one of our more up-tempo songs, and it's like whenever I play that song with the guys, I have a little picture in my head of like us just playing it like sort of like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, just like everyone just jamming, having a good time, like on a fucking Saturday evening, just like at a festival. That's where I want to be, really. That's where I want to play. Like
you miss that energy, man.
Yeah.
That love, the connectivity.
Go on.
But when festivals do, well, if they do come back next year, the love is gonna be
Oh, mate.
Yeah, we don't want to Zoom.
Yeah.
Buy your tickets. Come on, surprise me. How many festivals did you go to in a year? What's your max, dude? Because guys, you're going to be shocked here. Like, this man is the festival king, 100%.
How many was it? It was like, I think in like 2017, I went to like, including like small ones, like really tiny ones, it was like 15. Something like that.
Yeah, like there was a point where like every year you'd bring me to at least like 2 or 3 as just like a birthday present or whatever, like just sort of bring me through as a +1. So like I don't fucking, if I really want to go to a festival, I will pay for it. But like just being brought through for free is just an amazing feeling.
Yeah, man.
But like I can't even imagine the amount of fucking festivals he's been to.
I can't believe I'm actually alive.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna be honest.
Because there's no recovery time in that, is there?
Nah, man.
It's
I came back, I
festival,
recovered for a
go
bit.
home, shower.
Literally,
Yeah,
right, when we were working at the Maze together, yeah, he would just have the whole summer off, right? So it was just everyone else working on the weekends, and then he'd come in on a Tuesday like, oh, that was a sick festival, and then still do a fucking shift, and then that was it. He'd do like 1 shift a week.
Right, I'm going Wales now.
And then it's like, how did you even afford to survive, bro? Like,
Again,
you make like £50 a week. Like.
No idea, man. Well, that's the thing. A lot of places like if they weren't paying me, they'll cover my travel. And
Yeah.
And it was. Yeah, man. 2017 was just.
Well, when I have conversations about you, which is pretty much every other day, just go in my bedroom and you just see a whole poster of this shrine of leave me again. When I do, like, you seem to have never veered from what the music scene is and creating, making, performing, just being in it. Have you ever lost the buzz for it or the love for it or anything like that?
No, not necessarily the buzz and love. I go into states where I'm a bit like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't really know the direction.
I think it gets to a point for him where like it's just Motormouf becomes a bit too much for him, and he needs like a month where he can just be Alex.
Yeah. But I didn't give myself that. I wasn't giving myself that. I was
Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah. Well, that was, apart from that, and then that was it. It was, the thing is that, and I still do it now, like where I plan way in advance. Someone would offer me a gig, offer me this, offer that, and I'm like, yeah, book it. And then in between all that, I'm working full time, I'm doing these gigs, I'm hosting this, I'm hosting that, and I just wasn't giving myself the time. Like before lockdown, for example, I was working to a point, like I'll have a day off every 2-3 weeks, and then on that day I'm like, but even on that day I still want to be productive. I still want to do something. So, but I'll be planning it and be like, yeah, I'm gonna have this day. I'm gonna just write in. I'm gonna do this and and then that day comes and my body just goes.
Yeah.
No. So I guess for me, with the lockdown, it was a bit of like a blessing in disguise. You know, I'm not trying to be nonchalant to people that have been affected by this,
of course.
by any means. But when that lockdown happened, Alex went, right, Motormouf, fuck off. Like, man, like I didn't, you know what I mean? I can actually just not do anything, just chill and just recharge and get to know myself as well. You know, get to know who Alex is, like instead of being Alex and Motormouf simultaneously and all this.
Yeah.
So creatively, at first I was just a bit lax, and then I started to miss the festival, started missing the gigs, but I started making music again, and then as of recently doing stuff with Lexy and Giuseppe and other people, my creativity is just gone.
Frankie Bones.
It's just like spewed out, you know.
Yeah.
So I guess that there have been times where I felt like I didn't want to go, but also like being like I couldn't stop because I've already made, and I don't like to let people down or that kind of stuff. But now I feel a lot more acceptive of my creative path, and a lot more disciplined. I guess. A lot more, and I hope I keep this up as well, because going through that I had a great time, but at the same time it was my body was just
not sustainable, is it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it just wasn't really healthy.
I think that is where the such conscious lyricism and aware lyricism comes from, though, because you've had that patch, like you're always moving, always meeting. You must have met about 100,000 people in a year, man. The amount of people you meet, but they're always giving you words and giving you like stories and these encounters. So a lot of the people, for me, I wrote from a place of real hurt. Like, I was suicidal, done acid. Dad, move or your head's turned into a pineapple that night. That's such a funny story. But I went on this path then, lost a friend to a knife crime incident, loads of pain. And I did this cathartic process. But then after that, I felt, oh man, I feel like I've done it now. I've done what I needed to do. I've healed. It's really hard to write. Yeah. And then I stopped. I had writer's block. But the moment we had these meetings again and movements and living life again, I had stuff to document and write back at. And because you're never stopping, because you're always meeting people, always in and out of places and events and happenings, it seems like that's where your documentation comes from and your life comes from, and it comes across when I'm listening to you. I'm like, this guy's lived, this guy's done it. And even if you live another like 10 years, 100 years, however many years, you've left something behind so special, so genuinely special, and it's powerful what you do, man. I really mean that.
No, thank you.
And I can't wait to see what this is as well, though. Like,
I can't wait for you to
holy moly. Have you got anything else in the can?
Do you want us to play a song?
Yeah, if you are.
Yeah, of course.
And it's been too long on this bus with all this and none of this. That was no wanking sign, guys. Stop it.
What do you want to do, November Nights?
Yeah. If you
do you want to talk about it then?
Yeah. Well, this is a song that we wrote in November 2019, and so Lexy had the idea for a riff, and he came over to our to our house, to my flat at the time, and we were kind of going back and forth with ideas. So he had like a verse, but didn't really have anything for the chorus. But yeah, this song is basically just like the feel of, like, you know, when the winter's just rolling in November. You know what I mean? Like, you get that cold bite, but there's beauty in the cold kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's the kind of feel of what this song is about, and just going through the notions, and like everyone else going into the winter period, I guess.
I need this more than ever right now. Come on, I'm gonna strap in, lads. It's bloody muddy out there.
Well, even my bloody white trainers. Why white trainers to a fucking farm?
It's so cold.
Alright, let's go. I know you're going through a lot. We're all expendable to God. We're not so different after all. When we all face our curtain call.
And these cold November nights keep me warm. We no longer cry to the sun. Living long, prosperous where we are born. Keeping together, pressurized while we're torn.
We all suffer all the same, but don't compare our pain. Why would I ever be so sure? I cannot do this anymore.
These cold November nights keep me warm. no longer cry to the sun. Living long prospers where we are born. Keeping together, pressurized while we're torn. Yo, I can't do it anymore for forever and a day. Father time can the clock my delay. Very rarely I reflect, gotta try put the best step forward. Looking back really gets awkward. Grieve all the people living in distress, leaning out a window and smoking a cigarette. I recollect my skeletons, and when I brush the bones I'm fine. I'm surviving, I'm fine, but whoa, wait, others are not. Look at the plot. Good luck finding X mark your spot. Lying friends of your brock. To survive to the rocks and rubbles of troubling estates. November has come, gorilla mist levitates. Between womb and the tombstone, there's gloom and doom. So which god will you be today? Remember the 5th of Bourbon that torn us warmly. Drinking outside, thinking out loud, as the crisp autumn air slowly died and rolled into winter like a shivering smile. It proposed a wink on that 5th day, gift wrapped in the present like ribbons around a maypole. I lifted the glass to us in this K-hole. Out of body experiences inside this warm flat. Inflated pressure like torn slack. Strings attached now thrown, puppeteered by who knows. It's a jungle out there, but wildlife exists in here. Insists the incense stick as an incentive to meditate. And when winter winds blow over, only then we celebrate. And when the winter winds blow over, only then we celebrate.
Wow.
Thank you very much,
guys.
Cheers, buddy.
That's special. Like, you're gonna do something with this.
Yeah, baby.
I
This
can't
is
wait.
real.
I can't wait till you guys hear the full band as well. It
dude.
sounded sick.
That is special.
Thank you, bro.
It was really touching song when Lexi showed me. Like the one lyric in there that I was just like it's not only just Lexi's voice, it's his songwriting as well, which I find very poetic. Just
Completely
beautiful.
true.
And on the second verse was that we all suffer all the same, but don't compare our pain. And that's just like, damn, you know what I mean? So reading those lyrics there enabled me to be like, okay, I can work with that and like try, you know what I mean? Have my own translation over it, if that makes sense.
Because Lexi, like for me, you're a good mate of mine.
Yeah.
But you're such a silly sausage.
I'm a twat. I'm an absolute
You're the
twat,
maddest
mate.
guy.
Enough people will tell you I'm a fucking
You're the
twat.
maddest guy. You go around, you say this like crazy thing. I'm just like, I think I've just gone on an acid trip on itself. Just having this chat. You're mad.
Yeah.
So, what do you feel in music or in writing? That's where you can actually be a part of Lexi that doesn't get to be seen so much.
You see like this part of my soul, because it's like you know it's that that release of soul like makes me feel. Sorry, I'm not articulating the sentence very well. Like the music that I've made, and like what I hope that you felt is a part of me that like I don't really show a lot of people. Most people when they meet me, they see this crazy fucking like party Lexi who just like loves to fucking do drugs and get drunk and just smoke a lot of weed and just be a dickhead really. But like when I'm singing, I feel like I'm really releasing everything, and it does make me feel 10 times better. Just playing that song, I feel so relaxed now. Do you know what I mean?
I feel very similar emotions though. I'm not the most articulately put together person, even though that was a great sentence. But I do struggle when I'm with friends, when I'm with particularly family. I've been made to feel daft through my life. So people are like, oh, Mikey, and I don't like talking to them so much, as it might not come across, but I get really nervous. I'm going to say something wrong. I'm not going to put it out right. I'm going to look daft. And that I found a tool to do it. And I really resonate when you're doing that. And listening to your lyrics, I'm like, that's a piece of genius right there.
Thank you, bro.
And
Appreciate
it means so much to me. But I think that's where I've suddenly understood in this podcast, like why we connect so well. Is you've got that side to you, and it's really coming across in your music. And I'm so happy that you found a great team behind you to channel it and bring it out, man. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you.
I'm going to be your biggest fan. Oh my god!
Yeah, but like we were talking, man. Like we are so excited to bring Pablo here. Like,
Dude, busking session.
Like where's the busking sessions or Mayfest.
No, you'll be headlining, dudes.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, it'll be awesome, man. Like, yeah, really looking forward to it.
I like with the busking sessions, I give the artists who I like, or not headlining, but one of the top artists I get on, I let them get the other two.
Yeah.
Do you know who you go for? Have you got any like people in the mix that you go, I'd get them in or try and get them in?
Oh, to work with the set.
Yeah, so with the set, I
mean,
I don't pick the three often. I go, right, I've got Space Dolphin in. Who do you want with you?
Oh, I see.
I know like a couple jazzy people, but it's like a lot of the bands that I'm sort of affiliated with, and especially with Motormouf as well. It's like it's a very big ska scene and stuff in Nottingham. Like
not had unknown era yet, to be fair.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's like I was thinking unknown era, but it's like the contrast of our music. It's like unknown era's energy is just like.
I think that's what I'd like from a night, though. Do you know when Motormouf was on? It was Stinger in the J, Motormouf and Jerry Collins. It was. And it just went from whoa, and I love that in a night. That's what I've tried to do.
I'd love for Chloe Rogers actually.
Had her.
Yeah, I know we've had her.
You're hogging this bus, Chloe.
she is a little angel. I love
She's
that.
incredible.
I love that girl so much.
How do you get so lovely, friendly, and talented?
Her voice is like her voice is out of this world, mate. I don't understand the harmonies that she can do. It's just like it frustrates me sometimes.
Molly Rowell.
Yeah, Molly Rowell
When they
as
sing
well.
together, when them two sing together, it's just
beautiful. Yeah.
Have you been to a live gig with them two on?
Yeah, well, they used to come to when I used to host the open mics at the Maze. They come down quite regularly actually, but I've seen them play the Maze a few times. I think I saw them once at the Rescue Rooms. I think the acoustic rooms. But yeah, so I've just seen them like I've only seen them at open mics. I've not actually seen them like on like a proper set. But even then, just how their voices just harmonise and work is just.
And let's all say it, it's a whole package on there as well. When you're looking forward, you're like,
in it.
Woo!
Yeah, trust me, man. But yeah, they do it, man. More power to. I know Chloe's doing loads of stuff at the moment.
She's doing bits, mate.
Yeah.
We did we had a really good day together on here. I've done a film for her, one of her music videos. It's not out yet.
Okay.
It's coming out. It's just on the farm everywhere. But
I've seen snippets of that. Cause me and Chloe are quite close, so it's like she shows me all like little bits of the videos and stuff. So.
What you've been up to?
Yeah. No, that video you guys did looks pretty cool.
Oh, it's cool. Yeah. It's really.
What song was it for? Do you know? I can't remember. She's told me.
Bones? No. I think it's Bones. Or has Bones already come out yet? Might be a remix of Bones.
Maybe.
Go and check out Chloe Rogers, guys. Whoever's watching this, hey up, Nan. Always Bez there to back us.
Yeah, man.
100%.
None of those, mate. None of those.
I mean, we're going into the new year. Have you not?
We're in the new year.
We're in the new
February.
year.
What you want to?
Well, we can record for now, for later. You know how I go. Have you guys? Are you the New Year's resolution people, or are you more like? Have you got ideas for next year? You're just trying to make it a better year than whatever.
Yeah, mate. Basically, as long as we have a better year than this shithole year, then it'll be fine.
Yeah, man. Yeah, totally. I mean, well, I'm in the process of actually moving to Liverpool with my boyfriend, who's also a musician, Lucas Wilson, aka Maitreya. And we're in a group as well called he's we're
shout out
a
on
collective as well, of course, man. We're in a collective as well called Wise Young Fools. And it's going to be like, we'd love to get you involved, well, like it's a bit of a collaborative. I don't want to say too much, I don't want to gas it up or anything, but basically when we get this place in Liverpool, we're going to have get a studio set up, and those rubber dub guys I was telling you about, just so happens that this flat is right 5 minutes away from all of them,
dude.
So I think just next year, and I'm still going to be coming down to Nottingham once in a couple of weeks.
Can you imagine when we'll bring everything that we've got together
this is what I'm
one
saying.
day?
Bro, this is what I'm saying.
Pablo Fest.
If you can
Forget get an island. Get an island.
Picasso paintings and cocaine everywhere.
Honestly, I'm happy to have it on the farm.
Mate, if you do another thing like what you did with that Concrete Rose gig and numerous other gigs that you've done this year, like that would be amazing, because that was the only time this year where I had like a festival vibe. Do you know what I mean? I was around all my mates, and I know we probably broke a few laws, but fuck off, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, farm laws that I set. It was always Lexy as well.
But like, yeah, just being able to
kicking
do
the
that.
chicken. No, he didn't kick chickens.
I ate him. No, but just being able to do like that was amazing. Do you know what I mean? Just to vibe with all our
when
mates.
you came on the stage.
Oh, we're Concrete Rose. That was fun. I love doing that with Concrete Rose.
Can you do that voice?
Well, the Ragaman voice, like, what you say? Rastaman.
However prepared you make yourself for it, you can't be prepared for it. It's just like absolute beauty.
I said, why?
Everyone's tuned off podcast now. I'm gonna have to remember to get to this bit and tune it down.
No, but seeing Concrete Rose and like local healers, and Chloe did a set, didn't she? And Stingray and the J.
Yeah.
Just all these wicked artists. Like, that was such a wicked day, mate. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was so drunk as well.
I was gutted I missed that, man. But I think at the time, especially when I was like sofa surfing,
Yeah.
I didn't want to say yes to you now, then no later. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just didn't know where I was or where I was going to be, and I wasn't too sure about how I was going to be performing, and just a lot of things like kind of conglomerated. And then like I remember watching seeing the videos and stuff, and be like, huh. Should have gone to that thing.
Oh, I forgot Unknown Era as well. Unknown Era's set was pretty fucking sick as well.
Yeah.
Well, let's not make Alex any more sad.
Big up Kane Ashmore, my boy.
The next time though, man,
I really respect it, dude. Like, again, I think you thought that I'd gone all sour from it. Like,
because
he's not coming to my festival.
How dare he?
I was just I completely overthought that.
We're all
And
that
about
guy.
you, I felt like why did I do that? Like, I don't know, because I didn't get the reply. I thought you were like obviously going to play. Like, I don't know. I just went into that mindset.
I've gotten
forgetting the fact you've got like a million things to do.
I've just gone with a new idea for social media. You see me busy on it, but I've just learnt to schedule everything. What I do, I think I learnt this from a Joe Rogan thing, but it's called Post and Ghost. But you
I was listening to him talk about this today.
And go, and I've stopped reading the comments. I've stopped going on Messenger. I'll call people if I need them.
That's the thing. If Pablo
just...
ever did like become anything, the last thing I would do is read fucking what people are saying about me, because it's just like, I don't give a fuck what you think. The only thing that matters to me is if you listen to my music and you like it. If you don't like it, I'm not reading that comment, because it will fucking play in my mind and just make me feel shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like, stop being a hater. Just get over yourself.
The thought is who you are as an artist and what you want from your artistry is, if somebody of truth, if you want to grow as an artist, and somebody who's reputable and they can come to you and be honest with you and give you criticism and say you're good, but what about this? You can take it on all day.
Good
most
actual
people
criticism.
they're not coming through with that, are they? They're coming at you like, oh, he's got a gay, but I've had it. Imagine how much I've had. I've had it loads, and it doesn't break me when I see it, but it got unpleasant for a while.
It's disheartening though, I can imagine that,
totally.
Because it's like especially for like Joe Rogan's case, or someone as big as him, like, you post something and it's just like, you're gonna have a million people just being like, you're a twat, fuck you, just keyboard warrioring it out, and it's just like, why waste that energy that you have? Like, you've posted something because you love it and you're proud of it. Why waste energy just setting yourself with what other stupid people who aren't doing anything think? Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Keep it moving.
Have you ever had anything like that, mates? Because I can't imagine you'd have had criticism.
This guy was really drunk at a festival. Threw up on my shoes.
Might have had that. No, you know what? Just one that kind of sprung to mind. It was kind of a bit of a backhanded comment. Many moons ago, and this must be about 10 years ago, I was performing with a singer called Nina Smith. Shout out to Nina, see you, girl.
Come back into the mic a little bit, man.
Sorry, yeah.
Hello.
Hello, I'm back. I was doing this gig with a singer named Nina Smith many moons ago, and I can't remember where it was, but it was somewhere like, a bit out of the way in the sticks, the countryside kind of thing. Yeah, we were supporting a Pink Floyd tribute band, and now with tribute bands, we're a bit
Purple
like
Floyd.
So creative.
Pink Floyd.
Pink loins.
Purple loins. Oh god, we could be here all day. But tribute acts and they were actually really fucking good.
Yeah.
But anyway, we played our set. And so I come on like halfway through, and so basically Nina would be singing, and we'd have an acoustic guitarist, and then we'd have a bass player and a guy on a cajon, like a little drum box thing.
Oh yeah.
And I came on to do some beatboxing, and then we finished our set. I come off the stage, and this older gentleman comes up to me and goes, "Yeah, mate, when I saw you come on stage, I was just about to boo you, but then I heard what you were doing in your mouth. I thought, oh, that's pretty good, that is." And I was just kind of, do you know what I mean? So I was just saying, like, thank you, I think. do you know what I'm saying? Like,
I was just about booyah.
Yeah, about booyah. Like, you know, I'm thinking like probably that, like, you know, the only black guy in the crowd.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you know, so it's a bit of, you know what I mean? I got what it was, but I was like,
just
bless
about
you,
to
mate.
boo you.
Yeah, it's about to boo you.
Yeah.
And I saw what you did, and I thought, oh, that's actually pretty good, isn't it? I'm like,
I was
Thank
like
you.
going back through all the like comments I've had in my times of like backhandedness. That was great. But and then something else. It's
Yeah.
like, why do they need the but?
Yeah,
Can you
it's
not
like
leave it?
just-
yeah, innit?
Especially when it's nothing I
If
can
you're not
actually
going to tell me how
from.
to improve it, yeah. If you're not going to tell me how to improve it, then just shut up, bro.
Oh,
Fuck.
that's very funny though. I think one thing, not necessarily criticism on the music that I made, but I guess criticism on like, because people look at where I am and they think that I need to be somewhere else. They think I need to be on this famous pedestal, if you will. Do you know what I mean?
Hollywood.
They'd be in Hollywood kid. Yeah. Who's making the money? Hollywood kid. Yes. But that's the thing. But that's the exact same thing. And I had it for years and years and years. And there's this one particular promoter. Name I won't say. And I'm cool with him and shit. But he every time I'd see him, he'd be like, "You need to do that. Why aren't you here? Why aren't you here?" Da, da, da. I'm like, okay. Are you gonna help me get there? Are you going to be that person that gets me to where you think I need to be?
exactly, yeah.
Or are you going to give me an advice? And he didn't.
No.
And he didn't. And I said that and he's like, oh yeah, you got a point. I was like, yeah. So,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, and I get me wrong, I get where it's coming from, and I know it's a place they want me to.
Yeah, but it's
they-
like you're going
they've
to
got
give
in
you
their
two
mind a
cents, but then not
successful
actually
place.
do anything to fucking help you. And it's just like, well,
Exactly,
you're just wasting everyone's energy. Do you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
it,
shut
you
up.
know.
And again, it doesn't make sense because they don't know that road. They're just imagining this road. That road needs to be walked down, and to walk down a road, it's a long, arduous process.
exactly.
There's so much on the way. So
Yeah,
if you're doing
yeah.
you know, I can give you guys, like I say, try this, try that, but not to viciously try and put it in front of someone and say, every time I see you do this, why aren't you doing that?
yeah.
That's like,
Yeah,
he's
that's
clearly
what I
not walked it for a reason. He's doing him. Let him do it.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm totally open to suggest if people are like, how about you doing like this or trying something like, give me something to work off rather than just why aren't you here?
Add it into
Like-
discussion and
Yeah, John, and then I'll be
Think
like,
about
yeah, okay, cool, yeah, I'll work with that. If you're just telling me that I need to be somewhere and I need to be like, then
Yeah,
fuck off.
yeah,
and then coincidentally that actually makes me slack even more.
Yeah,
do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
I get ya.
So it's like, well, now I feel like I have to do it because you said it. Nah, fuck you.
now I'm
You
going
know
to play Xbox now, you idiot.
Yeah.
I really want to be gigging and I'm
Yeah.
going to do this out of spite.
But-
I remember having a chat and it wasn't a seed really, but we were chatting about schools and I was like, yeah, you'd be great in schools. And then seeing you at Bearded Theory. Oh, you are really
Yeah,
good.
man,
like
that was-
giving workshops, man. You'll belong with that being a part of what you do because
Yeah,
kids
yeah.
loved it. They took to it like
man, they were
butter,
well
man.
on it, man. They were just like, and that, I've done workshops with teenagers, and it's a bit of a different ball game because they're a bit like, oh, it's not cool. It's
Well, there's
weird,
more
it's silly."
anxiety with a teenager, isn't it? It's more
Exactly.
like,
yeah. With kids, they just go off on one.
I've
man.
nicked a bit of your act actually in schools. It's at the very starting bit, but do you know when you got a girl in the audience that you went and then she went and then you do noises and
Yeah.
But I've done it all over the country. I ended up doing it in like with teachers. I had teachers conference at the lakes, and they're really posh, man. They come and hello there. And one day, because I turned up in my hot pants, my shorts. I mean, I honestly had a chaise long as my bedroom, like which is like this bath in my bedroom, really posh. Right. We're on the lakes, and I'm with all these head teachers. I'm like, I fucking made it out of Ripley, banging. But the guy, I turn up, and he's looking for the keynote speakers, and I've got my hat on and all that. He's like, oh no, we're panicking. We've not found the keynote. And I'm like, yeah, it's me. And he's like, Otto. Like, oh no. But to be fair, like, because I got a bit nervous on that one, so I did the beatboxing thing with them to start with, just for a bit. And everything I do, when you start with that, because everyone starts laughing at the end, because I go. And then they can't do it, and then we have a laugh, but it just turns down all the pressure. Yeah. They have a laugh, and I got that. I won that guy around from doing that, and then telling a bit of an emotional story. But
it's just
works so well.
Like breaking down, like just I guess like from that it's just like having fun with sounds and just not taking yourself too seriously and having a laugh with it. And then that's wicked, man. That's a really good like way to break the ice.
It's the best icebreaker of all time. I found it's so much fun.
Wicked, man. More power.
The best thing you do though is the.
Go
on, let's see it. Let's see it. Again, can't ever be ready for it. Here we go. So lads, I know we've got to get back to Nottingham, then I've got to look after my little Ella for the night, and we've planned the Grinch tonight.
Okay, film it. What film?
You understand now, don't you?
The Jim Carrey one.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
I haven't seen the new one.
How good is Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
I know Tyler the Creator did the soundtrack for it.
Yeah. It's anyone amazing could do the
Do you guys ever worry about Jim Carrey?
I did for a bit last couple of years ago.
What's Robin
Williams.
Williams. Because of that, because on one of my trips with the lads, we were Don't Worry, Be Happy. That's on, but he's in the video of it. Have you seen the video?
Really?
Yeah.
He's in the official.
In the official music video, there's Robin Williams.
Bobby McFerrin's.
Yeah, Bobby McFerrin, Robin Williams, and we're all tripping to that, and we have this synchronicity of moment where we're like, he's just committed suicide, and don't worry, and we all just dipped. We're like,
that's the thing. Like he hid that very well.
So that's
it
what I
came
get
as a
with
shock
Jim.
to everyone because it's like he was such a happy, especially for the films he made, such a wacky dude. You never know what a guy's actually going through, man. A guy or a girl, anyone's going through, because we all get sad. Life's fucking horrible.
I am genuinely a super fan of him. I've watched pretty much everything he's ever done.
Is this Jim Carrey?
No, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
So
I watched that creepy
even though
film.
I struggle with his name for some reason.
Have you seen that really creepy film where he's that photo
I've not seen
guy.
It, he made 1 hour.
1 hour photo. My God, that film is terrifying. He's such a good actor, man. He plays the most creepiest dude.
I didn't know he could do serious and everything.
Really good film.
We watched one last night, and we had to have a debrief after for 30 minutes. He's a robot.
I watched that the other day. Yeah. What's that called?
Bicentennial
Man, yeah.
Bicentennial, because he's bicentennial.
Bicentennial,
yeah. Because bi is tennial, robotic.
Well, no, because I swear it's based in. That's it. I thought it was based in 2020 or something. It's very close to now.
Meaning he's 200 years old at the time.
Oh right, yeah. And he's that robot who helps that family. Yeah.
That, because I love films. The way I judge a film is, imagine being in the boardroom. Imagine sitting there and getting to all throw your ideas in. And there's certain films. Have you seen Pleasantville?
No.
Pleasantville's another one like it, but it's where afterwards there's not just one issue being touched or two. There's a culmination, maybe 100 things you could talk about. Pleasantville has a lot with racial to start with, but then later on you're looking at art and poetry, and then it talks about the divide of government and everything. You're like, imagine being in that boardroom, I know an idea, and everyone's just going back for hours.
I would love to write a film, or be in the
I've got a
process.
Camera, that's a start.
We could definitely do something.
Collectively, man, we could do a lot of stuff.
Well, I definitely want you for a Pablo video, and I'd love to have a directive sort of.
It's on that island, lads.
We're
gonna have to get the island. Me, you, and Jim Carrey on an island. It's like the start of a joke.
Speaking of videos, though, kudos to the Renaissance video with local healers.
Is that out? Yeah, I've not seen it.
Yeah.
It's man.
I've never been on social media.
Such a good quality video, just so fun.
Do you know why I'm so excited to work with you guys though? And it's the same with them. As a filmmaker, it is obviously what's in front of the camera. So when they're so animated and just meaningful in that, because you do also have as a cameraman, if you're looking at a picture and you're like, they're not really giving it everything, or
Yeah,
they're nervous or whatever it is they are, you have to coach them and sort of say, come on, like, you give 50% there, try this, or let's try something new, you're not quite in the zone.
You can push that to the
Loco,
extreme.
them guys, they're just every time
them
ready
guys
to
are
go.
fucking talented,
but
man.
I know it's the same with you. When I
And
look
Louis
at,
Cypher as well. Like, that guy's fucking really
Cypher's
talented,
wicked.
My boy.
Such a nice guy as well. Very, again, got a lot going on in here.
Yeah,
Genius.
Really bright.
But I've been looking forward to do that with your film because you got a man of the mission.
Well, yeah, I feel like I'd love you for a music video. I think we want to make a video for this song that we've just written. And Katie's idea is just like have us just like being stupid on a park, but the immense possibilities that we could have with that of just like loads of cool shots. Because I've got loads. The way my brain works, I kind of see life sometimes as this like your eyes are just two cameras really.
Yeah.
So it's I see something and I'm like, whoa, that would look really cool. Like
I'd quite like it even. Do you know if we took a bit of a metaphor with that, if we could get some kids that actually look like all of you, do you know what I mean, going towards the park, and then it quickly keeps swapping.
Just picture the mini Lexi with beard.
Please make this be the case. If you can wait another like say 10 years, I can get Katie. We can get Ella in for being Katie. So I've got one kid. Then we just have to get a Lexi.
Five more kids to go.
Just get a look at the big afro. Like.
Right, guys, I will sum it up. Where can they find you? Where does Pablo exist? Have you got social medias yet?
Yeah, I mean we've we've been so like lackluster on this, but I think we've just made a Instagram. I reckon by the time this comes out, there'll be a bunch of links below.
Yeah.
But,
that's a lot of work, guys.
but
Fuck
like,
you. I have to edit this. Edit out all the swear.
like-
Put nothing there.
by
Just
then,
out of spite.
hopefully we'll be on Insta and Facebook and all that. And yeah, hopefully there'll be a link to our EP. We don't know yet. It's all in the pipeline, really. But,
Yeah, but it's in the works,
just watch this space because we're going to be doing stuff.
Yeah. Guys, you've been amazing. Oh, I'm going to turn it back on
Oh, bloody
to
hell.
say goodbye.
Thanks again for having us.
Yeah,
man.
thank you very much. bro.
Thank
It's
you
been a
so
pleasure.
much. You've been a part of the Old Farm Bus. You know where to find him. Thank you for being here. It's the Back of the Bus sessions. Peace and love to all of you. What do we say every time? Be nice to one another, you beautiful buggers. Just be nice. It's very easy. Peace out.